Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome to my channel. I want to talk about the divine masculines today and more about the depths of this journey. And it will also be about the divine feminine, but it's off the back of a couple of things. One is it's a comment that's on YouTube, which I want to respond to. And the other one is because lots of masculines are coming online and I see what's playing out, I channel, I get visions. I've been, like this journey's way bigger than just it's way, way, way bigger than a relationship. And I just don't think I can reiterate that any stronger. Like it's just bigger, way bigger. And anyone that says that it's not, well, I don't resonate, because you don't just meet your twin flame and have this huge expansion, right? Just for shits and giggles. You don't like this. We're here for a bigger purpose. We are absolutely here to help with the rise of the feminine and the masculine polarities and restore them. And I channel that message. I was not a channeler before this, although I innately already knew, because we just do. But I channel these, I get visions, divine union, truth. Like I couldn't make this up even if I tried. When I say me, I'm talking about my mind. The stuff that has happened to me, the stuff that I channel, and the stuff that I see with all the beautiful souls that I work with, it's just, we've got to get off this whole bandwagon of when's the masculine returning and get onto the other little wagon of let's look at the depths of this journey and the beauty of it instead of looking at it from a 3D perspective. So let me read this out. And for this beautiful soul, thank you for putting this in here. This is not a singling people out. It's just to help generally educate. So I'm going to read this out because I think it's just easier. I do understand the reason for the journey, to learn that we create our own experiences and life from within. However, I get perplexed as to why it seems like too much to ask to find a partner. Like our grandparents, for instance. They met, wasn't in love, and stayed together for decades, 60 or more years even. I don't think my grandmother went through this to be with Pap. I mean, why must falling in love be such a struggle, problem, and all this energy balance, etc.? Does anyone know? Yes, I'm going to answer some of this and it will hopefully resonate. Like asking ourselves, why do we need a partner? I think it's human nature to want to be in a loving relationship. That's human conditioning. They're two very different things. Perhaps it's time to ask why I've connected to a story that tells me it's wrong or damn near impossible to be with the masculine and have to jump through energetic hoops to do so. Being the opposite power, I think she's trying to say, or operant power over my reality. Am I wrong to think I'm creating this story too as an illusion to separate myself from love? We are learning to be at one with the all, yet keep the story about how we are separate from masculine, and there is some magical energetic formula within that will then release us to what we want with them in the physical. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm truly asking for feedback. Or am I totally off base in my way of thinking? I have a beautiful example of grandparents' love for each other, and there was no such fussing to come together and stay together. And that's beautiful. My parents are still together, and they were soulmates, right? They were soulmates, and this is probably what your grandparents are. They'll be soulmates. I mean, my mum and dad have been married for probably, how old are they? I forget how old they are, but how old's my sister? Because she was a classic pregnancy straight after marriage. Yeah, like 59 years maybe, I think. So, that's lovely, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing. And yes, you can have that, but not with your twin. And here is the reason why. They are two very different soul contracts, let's call it that. You have chosen in this lifetime, because the thing is, this beautiful soul, and this is just for everybody, but I am going to delve into this because I really want to try and help where I can. So please know that this is just for general education, and it's a really cool post. So thank you for putting it on here, because it will help so many others. But you are so much more than this physical body and the limitations of needing a relationship, having a relationship. It's human conditioning. Your soul, the soul is a androgynous being. And this is the key here, is you've got to come into resonance your soul. So when you're looking at this from a physical perspective, you're missing the point that this is a soul's expansion, and it's got nothing to do with the physical. It's to do with you learning you're a soul. It's about restoring harmony and peace back on this planet because it's been so broken and unbalanced. And so at this beautiful time, we have come here as souls to help raise the consciousness of this planet. And I've got absolutely zero doubt that that's what we're here to do. Why are twin flames here? What the heck are they doing? You know, these masculines are coming in quite strongly at the moment, but not always they're coming in, some are coming in beautiful energy, and some are coming in still very wonky energy, but they're still coming in. So they are awakening. They do go through an awakening. You are tonal mates. You are here to push each other. So let's get clear, let's get really clear, and I'll try and circle back to this, what the two polarities are doing here in a physical sense. You get awakened, right? You both meet, you have an awakening, irrelevant how that happened for you. You've been activated, you've had soul recognition. The masculine's job energetically is to push the feminine back into herself, to realize that she is a divine goddess. Or God, look, we're not talking gender here, but I'm going to talk he, she, just it's irrelevant how you identify. Remember, you're a soul, you're an androgynous being. So the masculine, the spiritual masculine has activated the feminine to now rise, push her back to herself, go inwards. And that's why we get the blocking, the shutting down, the I'm not choosing you. And I'm going to show you through, you know, playing out different characters of myself in the 3D that are going to show you that you're still in needy, wanting energy. Okay, the feminine then goes on her journey, and it can, you know, and that's, you know, that journey is unique and individual to your soul's path, and that's why you can't compare. So she then starts to, you know, initially it takes us a while, but then she starts to really do the work. She gets into that self-love. The masculine may come in and out, may not. Everyone's different. But when the feminine energy is really in her polarity, she's back in her magnet, she energetically awakens the masculine. And now it's our role as the feminine energy to guide them back to their sovereignty, their king energy. That's how this connection works. This has nothing to do with soulmates. And if you want a soulmate connection, you want a high vibrational soulmate connection, you can absolutely do that. So when I say the words, because this was put in here, why can I not have a relationship? I'm not saying you can't have one. What I'm suggesting is let's just stop. We all know that relationships on this planet, for the most part, are pretty bloody toxic, and they are based on conditions. As much as I have admiration for my parents, my mother would have been a royal pain in the ass to be a partner with. I love her to bits. And my dad would have been a royal pain in the ass to live with. I lived with them for a long time. I know them. It was conditional. It's still conditional. As much as my dad was beautiful towards my mum, but they, you know, they have this gorgeous connection, but it was conditional. It was very, very conditional. And, you know, and they are still very much loving each other. My mum's not well. My dad's so good. He's, you know, he's 82 and he's looking after my mum who's got Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And, you know, he's doing an amazing job. He's cognitively fine, you know, but she's clearly not. And it's beautiful. You know, you can have that connection, but it will always be conditional. Down the track, when the consciousness of the planet has shifted, I do see that more soulmate connections will be more this unconditional love, but the twin flames are here to activate each other and integrate that template on the planet. That's what we're here doing. So what I'm suggesting is stop. This is an awakening journey. It is not the journey of when is the twin coming back, when is the masculine coming back. It's when are you going to get into your sovereignty and stop looking and trying to fill your voids in another relationship and actually stop and go, why do I feel I need one? What is sitting within me that I can't be whole and perfect on my own? Because when you reach this place of union energy, the feminine polarity can seriously choose what she does in the 3D. So what I'm suggesting is wind it back, stop. You've been awakened to heal wounds, to heal. And when I say heal, you're not really broken, but it, from a 3D perspective, it's perceived as healing. So you're here to collapse these karmic cycles that have been playing out in your lineage for eons and in your own lifetime. That's why I'm saying stop, and you've been awakened. So if your instant response is, well, I can't be bothered waiting for the masculine, so I'm just going to go and find me another partner, you're missing the point. You've been awakened to stop and go, let's heal this lineage where I feel this need and codependency within me that I need a partner. And then when I'm in that beautiful energy, then I will attract in one that's now in my frequency. That's what I'm suggesting. I'm saying stop and just chill out, do the work, do what we're here to do. This is what you've chosen, like when we're like this, and we've all been here, we're not resonating that we're soul and that we've got a soul contract with our masculine. And that's the reality of it. We do. They're here to guide us back to our sovereignty, and then we guide them back to theirs. That's what this journey is all about. What you do in the physical when you've been through that process is entirely the feminine's call, because you'll be so balanced that you can make that decision for yourself. So, it's about looking at all the parts within ourselves where we couldn't actually allow love to come to us, where we couldn't see that we are abundant, couldn't see our own limitations. And that's what you're here to smash all limitations that you need a partner, that you need someone to financially protect you. And I'm not suggesting that's the case here, but this happens. Smash all the, I'm trying to cultural expectations that are put on to families. I work with a lot of divine feminines that culturally come from a background where arranged marriage is the standard and the expectation, and they don't want that for themselves. You're here to smash all of this stuff, but you've got to go inwards. You've got to get deep first to shift those wounds that have been in the family line for eons. So let me just deep dive a little bit further into this. I do understand the reason for the journey, to learn that we create our experiences and live from within. Yes. However, the reason for the journey is to bring balance back on the planet. And that starts within us first, and then we radiate that out and it impacts others. So we are here bringing our own inner masculine and feminines back into balance, because let's be honest, they have not been. It's why we were in wounded feminine and why there's wounded masculine. So, and that we are divine beings. That's the other reason for the journey. Okay. But the mind thinks it's about a relationship, and then it just fixates on the relationship. And whenever it's fixated on the relationship, then you're fixated on something external to you, because your soul, you're not this body. And so that's why you've got to come inwards and learn and resonate that your soul. And trust me, you want to, because your life will be freaking phenomenal. That's why. Okay, so I get perplexed as to why it seems like too much to find a partner, like our grandparents. Okay, so yeah, you absolutely can. But all I'm suggesting, and you don't have to do this, you just resonate how you resonate. But all I'm suggesting is go inwards and look at the barriers as to why you can't allow the universe to bring it to you, so you're in flow. You don't go chasing it, because chasing is wounded energy, particularly for the feminine polarity. That is not our role. And you get it, when the feminine's really done the work, and I'm going to share a story at the end of this shortly, but when you've really done the work, you won't chase ever again. You just won't. You will allow it to come to you. So I know you're trying to look at your grandparents and it's beautiful, but this is a soulmate connection. This is you're on an entirely different path, and so you just can't even compare, because you're here to bring forth and rebirth or birth the new templates of what a conscious connection, a balanced connection should look like, which is not based on conditions, toxic behaviors. And I'm not saying that that's what's going on with your grandparents, but actually, you know, my parents are beautiful. I hardly ever heard them fight, but there were definite things in that dynamics that, you know, my mum was very wounded and my dad's very wounded. And, you know, that's, you know, that's why we've got my family, we've got two of us that are on this journey. You've got me and my daughter that are on this journey, and we're change makers. We're here to shift the dynamics. I'm very much here to fix it on my side. I think she's here more on her dad's side. Hopefully she doesn't listen to this, because she would probably want to she'd have some interesting words to say about it. But she knows she is. She does know. Okay, I don't think my grandmother went through all this. No, she wouldn't have, because you're here on a twin flame, on an awakening journey. You're not, this is a soulmate. So you cannot compare, because you're just looking at the twin flame as a relationship, and it's so much bigger. The expansion that you get on this journey is next freaking level. You know, like I look at my own journey and I look at my expansion. You've all watched it on YouTube, and it's like profound. It's massive. Twins, when they really do the work, are expanding at a lightning speed, you know, and it's really incredible. It really, really is. You won't get this expansion in this current frequency on the planet with a soulmate. You just won't. I'm not saying that you won't get expansion, because every relationship is about growth. Remember, we're a soul. We're here to expand, and we learn through duality. But the twin flame is like a rapid, forced spiritual awakening, and we are forced to get on this expansion journey. And where we stay stuck is looking at this like a soulmate template. You cannot apply a soulmate template to the twin flame template. They are just completely different. Okay. So why must falling in love be such a struggle, problem, and all this energy imbalance? Because the way that the way we know love is based on conditions, and this love is a frequency. You don't fall in love, and I know that now. We are love. Okay, two different things. We don't fall in love. We are love, and the twin flame journey awakens you to the fact that you are love. And right back at the beginning of this, I do understand, to learn that we create our own experiences in life from within. Part of the understanding of this journey is resonating that you are love. You don't go find it. You don't go seeking it. You don't fall into it. You are it. And then you radiate it out. You magnetize in the frequency that's matching you. I think it's human nature to want to be in a loving relationship, yes. However, who are you at your core? Your soul. You're not human. And so currently you're identifying with human. Soul is not judging whether you're in one or not in one. So it's the human conditioning that wants to be in a loving relationship. And the twin flames, when they've done the work, come back. Let me tell you, it's balanced, it's beautiful, and it's loving. And it's peaceful, and it's just stunning. It's a very different dynamics. So what you're being asked to do is to come into resonance. You've been awakened to resonate your soul, to help collapse these old templates of conditions, limitations, all that sort of stuff, toxic behaviors that we've all had to own. And then you'll come into a beautiful frequency that you are love. You don't go seeking it. You won't want to seek it. A soulmate, excuse me, a soulmate, you will go seeking it. Well, no, we don't seek it. You're more inclined to, particularly if you're in the lower frequencies. A high vibing soulmate wouldn't. They would attract as well. Okay, I think it's here. Perhaps it's time to ask why I've connected to a story that tells me it's wrong or dang near impossible to be with the masculine and have to jump through energetic hoops to do so. Yes, you should. Drop the story. You absolutely want to drop it. You're not separated from your masculine, and I know you talk further down here, but it's the thing is that you're saying it's damn near impossible. That's limitation. You're a soul. You're limitless. It's not impossible to be with your twin. It's just the stories, and it's the belief patterns and the limitations that are telling you that it's damn near impossible. And so you're manifesting damn near impossible. And the thing is, you'll manifest that with so many others as well. That's the point, to learn that you're the manifestor. So when you're manifesting, you manifest from love, not and abundance and joy, not from lack. This is lack. And so you'll get more lack. And it's separation, because you're manifesting from the mind, right? In this energy. When you're in soul, you magnetize in from soul, and everything that's in alignment to your frequency will come to you. They're two very different operating systems. And believe me, you don't want to go chasing. When you're out of the chasing energy, you're like, no, not going back there. Being the operant power of my own reality, am I wrong to think I'm creating this story too as an illusion to separate myself from love? Yes, my darling, you have just hit the nail on the head and answered your own question. You are creating your own reality, and this story too is an illusion to separate myself from love. Well done. Such beautiful insights from your soul on this comment section, because it is an illusion that you're separate. It is an illusion that you need to go find love, because you are love. You don't need to find it. This is the crazy thing about this journey, is you get to a space and you go, damn, I didn't need to do anything. You know, but that's the point. We've got to learn that we don't need to do anything, because we learn through duality. This is such a beautiful post. I'm so pleased that you wrote this. We are learning to be at one with all, yet keep the story about how we are separate from the masculine, and there is some magical energetic formula within that will then release us to what we want with them in the physical. So you drop all the wanting, you drop all of that, and the stories and the separation and the masculine, and come into resonance that you're a beautiful soul with a soul frequency who attracts and magnetizes in. You don't go chasing, you don't go seeking, you don't go looking. So your job is just to release these distorted fear-based energies, which is the block, by the way, between you and your masculine, coming in. And when you release them, there's no more blocks. That's why it's a process, because it takes a while to release the blocks. And you won't want anything from them in the physical, because you're not in that energy anymore. You're in a really different space. So yeah, I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm truly asking for feedback, and am I totally off base in my way of thinking? You're not off base. I think it's just a lot of your things in here are staring you right in the face. I have a beautiful example of my grandparents' love for each other, and there was no such fussing to come together and stay together. So yeah, thank you so much. That will help so many other people. You know, this journey is about an awakening first, and the masculine is pushing you back to yourself to come into your divinity. And you know, and then when we're strong and stable, right, we've now anchored in our feminine polarity, then the masculines go through their process, and we energetically hold space. Now the feminine, I'm not saying you need to stay celibate, but you want to get to this place so that you can make an informed decision. Soul will magnetize in a soulmate if it's on your path. Trust in your soul. This is why doing the work is so important, and getting off the story of this as a relationship. It's probably the biggest trip up for everybody, is looking at this as a relationship. It is your ascension partner. This is your time for beautiful growth and expansion, and coming into your beautiful feminine energy. And do you know how sensual, sexual, intoxicating that is to be in that energy? It's phenomenal. Your masculine will rise as you rise. Now, what you do with that in the physical is entirely your call, and it will be the feminine's call so long as they're really balanced. So let me just circle back to something. So a lot of masculines are coming back in, and you know, I'm working with these people, and they're in their real feminine energies. Of course they're coming. The masculine's now coming in some quite needy energy, so old energy of this feminine, right? And it's the role now is the feminine is now to guide the masculine back into their sovereignty. Now, how you do that will look different for everybody. For me, it's all been done in the 5D. My 5D feminine energy is very awake, and she, when she awoke the masculine, and it starts all at an energetic level first. So for some of you that have got very strong 5D connection, you may resonate with what I'm saying, because initially it's all about the masculine that's doing telepathic, and then it shifts into the feminine, and then they start interacting, and it's very beautiful, and it builds, the connection builds within here. It builds within first, and then it manifests in the external. Now others are balancing in the 3D, and so it's how you want to engage and interact with your masculine. But what I would say to you is come from your heart space. Life lesson from Kathleen: come from your heart space. If they're coming in that really like, I need you sexual energy, they're just an old energy of you. And so just hold, you don't need to like engage in it, and I would recommend you don't, because you want to be in your sovereignty. Because when the feminine energy is really in her divinity, she will not entertain that behavior. Because she realizes that she was in that behavior, and it may have displayed slightly differently, because remember, we the masculines learn in the 3D, we learn in the spiritual, but you will recognize the energy, and you know how horrible it was for yourself to be in it. So hold space, hold love, okay, for them. Keep shifting. You are pulling them along, and you will. They will shift, but it is a process, this journey. Now, I'm not saying that while that's going on that you need to like stay celibate and not be in a relationship with anybody. You need to do what resonates with you. Believe me, soul will put blocks up if you're not meant to be with anybody, or it will bring somebody in if you need that for your own expansion while your masculine is going through that process. So just what I'm saying here is be in flow. As the feminine polarity, you go first on this journey. So allow yourself this beautiful space that you've been given to remove those blocks on why you need a relationship, because that is a void, and that is not how this templating is going to work on this planet in lifetimes to come. And we are the way showers of this. We truly, truly are. I get guided on this all the time. I did another channel the other day about how the feminine needs to go first and get off her. I need to show other feminine polarities their throne, that you've got your throne. So get on your throne and learn to really anchor in on your throne. And then your masculine will start coming in, and you need to probably just guide them from there. You will either do that energetically, or you'll just, if they come in that crazy energy, you just want to be really settled and balanced within. You don't want to engage in it for too much. I'm actually doing a workshop next week in the membership. I think I'm doing that on Tuesday, about balance, like keeping stable when the masculine's coming in and how to navigate that. But remember, this is a divine union truth, okay? This is a divine plan. It is not, you've got to really get off the story of the relationship and when are they going to come back and when are they going to be with me, because whatever you're in that story, you are separate from who you are, and you are soul. When you're in and you're balanced as the feminine polarity, you truly can make a conscious decision for what resonates with you. You know, like some want to stay in their marriages, some don't. You know, every journey is unique and individual, so don't judge it. Just know that this is about restoring the energies on the planet, the masculine and feminine energy. Why is the feminine going first? Because you're the creator. You are the creator of everything. That's what the feminine energy is, irrespective of gender. And, you know, the feminine energy is the one that is the creation. The masculine holds space while she goes creates. When you're really balanced, you will know what I'm talking about. You feel so amazing. You feel phenomenal. So you want this for you. You want to remove those blocks. The sooner you realize what this journey is and you resonate with the depths of this journey and do the work, the sooner you will feel balanced, the less you will be in the mind, the less you will be in suffering, the less you will feel the physical separation. And you'll realize that there was never any separation. You've always been one, and you feel so beautiful from the inside out. So don't, what I would say is don't compare this with, for that beautiful soul, against your grandparents, because that's a soulmate template. This is not a soulmate template. It's like expecting an electric car to drive on petrol. It's just not going to happen. They are two different operating mechanisms. And that's how you need to look at this. Completely different. It is duality at its best. The twin flame and the soulmate template, that is duality at its best. So you've got to really resonate that you're on an awakening journey. You are here to shift these energetic blocks. as to this needing this codependency energy that is in all families. It was in my own family, in my parents' connection, you know, bless their souls, love my parents to bits, but it's definitely there. It was in my own marriage, you know. This is what you're here to shift so that you get into your beautiful magnetism. You attract, you do not chase, and you will feel it at every single level. You are always shifting forward on this journey. You're always clearing, shifting, clearing, shifting. I deep dive into this in my Ascension to Union Masterclass. You know, you get proper coaching in there. You get really good support. So if it's something that interests you, then you can check out that below. Anyway, thank you so much, beautiful soul, for this lovely comment. It was a great post. So good to have that in there because we can dig into the meat of it and really try and help people resonate that you're not on a relationship journey. Well, you are one with self, okay? And as you come into your divinity, you bring the masculine with you, okay? It's just not the same as a soulmate connection. It truly is not. It's expansive. Your world will shift when you allow it to, when you take those bold moves. I personally would not change this for anything. This journey has been the most beautiful, not gonna lie, pretty hard journey, but it's been the most beautiful process, ugly at times, but it's allowed me to get to know me at a level that I didn't know because I was so shut down. So you know how the masculine ghosts and shuts down their heart chakra? They are reflecting what you're doing to yourself. The masculine runs and closes down that heart activation we've both had. They're reflecting what you've been doing to yourself. When you start working from your heart space, just brings me so much pleasure, joy, peace to know that I can be here shining my beautiful light to help this collective, because it is a collective. And how can we not be the collective? I've heard that there's no collective. How can there not be? We're all one. That makes no sense. Anyway, just going to finish on that. We are all one. So yes, we are collectively connected because we all come from source. So absolutely, we impact each other. We're reflecting off each other. We're mirroring all the time to each other. So there is a definite collective here. And this is the rise of the feminine polarity. And as the feminine polarity rises, you are impacting. I talked about this, I think, with the other day about my daughters. They're really focused on their feminine energy. Not because I'm throwing stuff at them, it's just they're seeing the shift and I'm having that impact. And that it will rise, it will bring the masculine back into balance as well, because both are pretty messed up on this planet, let's be honest. It's pretty, you only have to look on social media and how messed up it is. So you're part of the awakening of shifting this. Get yourself into that space. That is the story you want to be in, not the story of when's the masculine returning and creating that story of separation, because you're truly, truly not separated. You are in a physical no contact. You are in spiritual timeout so that you can do this beautiful work. That is it. You're a limitless being. Don't put more limitations on yourself by saying you're separated, because that is just limitation. As always, sending so much love.